I'm here today to make an announcement regarding the future of our outstanding Seattle Police Department, that Chief Adrian Diaz will be stepping aside to work on special assignments, and Chief Sue Rahr will serve as interim police chief starting tomorrow. And I'd like to elaborate on the thought that went into this and sort of the process that went into this. And I want to start off by talking about Chief Diaz and the leadership that he's demonstrated to the city of Seattle. Under Chief Diaz's leadership, our police service has met all but 2 of the federal consent decree provisions, and progress on the remaining 2, discipline, accountability, and crowd management, is progressing well. Together, we've launched a dual dispatch pilot with the new care department that I think many of you have followed. We've signed a new contract with the Seattle Police Officers Union and implemented a new recruitment and retention path. I'll rattle a few statistics that demonstrates Chief Diaz's leadership. Right now, homicide year over year is down 44%. Total reported crime is down 5%. Since the SPAW contract was approved, we've been receiving around 17 to 19 applications a day. And at the same time last year, we were at 5 to 6 applications a day. That's a 300% increase. Again, total reported crime continues to decrease this year, and the number of, quite frankly, the number of events we're seeing, the number of interactions that are positive we're seeing, as demonstrated by our application under the consent decree under this chief's leadership, has been outstanding. I first met Chief Diaz, who, by the way, served with the Seattle Police Department over 27 years. I should also mention that he's the president of the Police Executive Research Forum, PERF, which is a reputable organization that does some outstanding work. I first met Chief Diaz around 2007, 2008 in community, where he's established himself as a community-based kind of person. He has credibility in many organizations, particularly in underrepresented or black and brown communities, people of color. And I would be the first to say that his integrity, in my mind, is beyond reproach. And he is a friend, and I want to thank him for his service. We are now looking at the internal culture, of course, at the police department. We are trying to create a representative department of who we are at our best, a culture that we can stand in any city and say we are truly the best, realizing that there are cultural issues in darn near every police department in this country. We want to stand shoulder to shoulder with everyone, and it talks about race discrimination, gender discrimination, diversity, inclusivity, that we model our values. Recent allegations of discrimination and prejudice and harassment in the department, as you well know, has caused me to appoint an independent and objective investigator to review these allegations and the case files that have been completed. This work continues to be underway. We support that work, and I also reviewed the report on the perspectives of our female officers and found their feedback incredibly important. So Chief Diaz and I had many discussions over the years, and I think he should be commended by suggesting that we put the needs of the city first. We put the needs of the police department first. He's agreed to set aside and to work on special projects and to realize the kind of culture change that we want perhaps could be better served with him stepping aside. We also want to make sure that anyone that has any complaints within the department do not have a threat of retaliation or any blowback, so to speak, while the investigation occurs. I want to personally, again, thank Chief Diaz for his service and for his continued dedication to this city of Seattle. And I look forward to continuing working with him in the police department in that regard. Sue Rahr is uniquely qualified right now to step into this position. She'll be, in my opinion, as mayor, an outstanding leader for our police department, focused on strengthening recruitment, advancing institutional culture change, and most importantly, working to create safety for all of our neighbors. In my conversation with Chief Diaz, somewhat of a personal nature, I just talked about the amount of litigation, it has to be somewhat distracting. He's a human being, and a good human being at that. And so the question in terms of, can you continue to evaluate or practice the type of excellence that we demand in this city while addressing the allegations? Going back to Sue Rahr, she has a history of leadership in modern policing, in culture change, in recruitment. As you well know, she served as King County Sheriff, the Executive Director of the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission, and a member of President Obama's Task Force on 21st Century Policing. She is an expert in recruiting, in national best practices in modern policing, and in public safety strategies rooted in a commitment to keeping all people safe. We should be honored that Chief Rahr has agreed to step up and serve the great people of Seattle. She's also a subject matter expert or advisor to the 30 by 30 initiative, which I think many of you know is a national effort to see women comprise 30% of police recruits by the year 2030. Her insight and leadership in this area will be critical as we work to recruit more women officers and ensure the department reflects our values as a city. Simply put, she's the right person at the right moment to lead SPD into its next chapter. And we are grateful that she put retirement on pause to help our city, help our department, help all of you listening to me right now. You will hear from Chief Diaz in a minute and Chief Rahr in a minute, but let me also make one thing clear. We will immediately commence a national search for the next permanent police chief. Chief Rahr has made it clear to me that she will not be a candidate for the permanent appointment. She will work with former Chief Kathy O'Toole that we are in consultation with to help identify a list of qualified semi-finalist candidates. Let me also say this, that culture change is very hard. I am intentionally looking outside of the department to perhaps tap some of the talent in other cities, people with lived experience that may help us change culture. I'm very proud of our Seattle Police Department. Let me make that clear. When you look at the use of force numbers, you look at what's going on with limited resources, they make me proud as a mayor. So we will commence a national search for a next permanent chief of police. The interim chief, Chief Rahr, would not apply for that position. And I feel very confident that we will have a chief that can help us change the culture and create the police department that we all could be so very, very proud of.